All right, so in this video, I'm going to go over sample question 6 from the Society of Actuaries Exam P list of sample questions. Right. This is a good question to try it yourself before watching this video. But on that, let's get into what the question's asking. So the question states, a public health researcher examines the medical records of a group of 937 men who died in 1999 and discovers that 210 of the men died from causes related to heart disease. Moreover, 312 of the 937 men had at least one parent who suffered from heart disease. And of the 312 men, referring to obviously the who had a parent who died of heart disease, 102 died of causes related to heart disease. We want to calculate the probability that a man randomly selected from this group died of causes related to heart disease, given that neither of his parents suffered from heart disease. Now, immediately I see the word given and I'm thinking conditional probability, right? So before we even get to that part, there is quite a bit of information here. Let's see if we can try to consolidate it. Right. I think a lot of these problems, it's good to draw out some sort of diagram, a picture, graph, chart. So let's see. In this case, since I have kind of mutually exclusive groups, right? For example, either you died of a heart condition or you didn't, right? Or you had a parent that died of a heart, or that you had a parent that had a heart condition or didn't, right? I can make this kind of chart like this, or I have distinct rows and columns. So here for my rows, I'm going to say you either died of a heart condition or you didn't die of a heart condition. H complement. You had a parent who had a heart condition, or you didn't have a parent who had a heart condition. P complement. Now, if these options weren't mutually exclusive, I mean, like if there were overlaps, I would draw this out more as a Venn diagram. However, in this scenario, doing this chart, this table, is going to be much more helpful. So we're told that there's a total of 937 men in the group. 210 died from causes related to heart disease, meaning that this row should sum to 210. Right? If everything in here is like the number of people. Meaning, and I'm going to use a calculator so I don't make an embarrassing arithmetic mistake. The people that didn't die of a heart condition should be 937 minus the 210 that did. So we have 727. Okay? So 312 of the total 937 had one parent who suffered from heart disease. Okay, so that's 312 had a parent that suffered of heart disease. And that would mean 937 minus 312 is 625 for somebody for of these men that didn't have a parent that had heart disease. And the last bit of information it gives us is, of the 312 men, 102 died from causes related to heart disease. So of these guys, the amount of people in this box had a parent with a heart condition and died of a heart condition. That's 102. Okay. Now I just want to be really clear about what each individual box is, because I feel like that's where some confusion can arise. So I want to specify, even though the way it says it is, of the men who had a parent that had a heart condition, 102 died of a heart condition. That's not the conditional probability, that's the intersection. Okay? This is people that died of a heart condition, intersection with if you had a parent that had a heart condition. Okay, I just want to be really clear on that because there are a few people that can get that mixed up, and that's understandable because it's just the way they say it that can make you think that. So now let's look at what the question's asking us. We've kind of filled in our chart. These two kind of paragraphs of information are now here. So we need to calculate the probability that a randomly selected man from this group died of causes related to heart disease, given that neither of his parents suffered from heart disease. So probability of H given the complement of P. All right, so this next formula should be something just ingrained in your mind. It's so important. If you have trouble remembering it, get it tattooed on you. Like, it's super, super important, okay? To do conditional probability, this is going to be equal to the probability of H and P complement, probability of H intersection P complement, over the probability of P complement. Okay, so now let's just calculate these probabilities. So the things in the chart aren't the actual probabilities, they're just straight numbers. So if I'm looking for the probability of H and P complement, well, I don't actually have that. That would be this box, right? But we can figure out that box by just, since these are supposed to total to 210, I know if this is 102, this should be 108. That's how we get that total of 210 people that died of a heart condition. So the probability here in the numerator is 210. Sorry, not 210. 108 out of a total of 900 and where is the number? 937. And then we want the probability that a randomly selected person from this group had a parent that did not have a heart condition. And that would be right here, our 625, right? So here, this would be 625 divided by 937. And all this you can put into your calculator, and I'll do that right now. So let's see, that's, yeah, I want you guys to see me actually work out the problem like I would if I saw this brand new, so I don't do them out before. So just give me a second. 108 over 637, and then over 625 over 937. And we get a final answer of either 108 over 625 or 0.1728, which lines up with answer choice B. All right, so overview of the problem. Main takeaways. When you're given information like this, you could always throw it into a chart. Now, the way you kind of visually describe a problem will depend on how they give it to you. In this case, I was given two groups of like mutually exclusive sets, two complements, right? Either had a died of a heart condition or didn't. Had a parent with a heart condition or didn't, right? It's that kind of case, those distinct groups, that allows me to make a chart rather than a Venn diagram or some other kind of visualization of a problem. The other thing that's super important to know, and this question required, is to know the basic formula for conditional probability. All right, just to kind of write that out for those of you that don't know. There's not going to be a whole lesson on it, but the formula for conditional probability, say you have the probability of A given B. That would mean you're looking for the probability of A and B over the probability of B, right? Probability of this and this divided by the probability of this. And that's pretty much all you needed to know for the question. I mean, there is a few things in here that can be a bit tricky, but once you understand those two things, drawing a diagram, conditional probability, this becomes a very straightforward problem. If there are any questions, you can throw it down in the comments. I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. If you want to check out some other videos I have working out some ExamP questions, you can check those out. And if this video helped you, hit the like button, because that definitely helps me. Other than that, good luck, guys.